Hey y'all, what's up? JamiThatsMe here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, it's time for us to get into Love Island, USA. So let's talk about it, all right? Tonight's episode was a little over an hour, but I feel like I could deal with it, okay? I could deal with this more than the hour and 30-minute one because, I don't know. It was a lot. The other night, it was a whole lot going on, okay? But this one wasn't so bad. It was over an hour, but it wasn't so bad. Okay, but let's get into it, y'all. Okay, make sure you guys are coming in. You're liking up the video. Okay, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. And also, if you got some hypes, okay, go ahead and hype up this video as well. All right, y'all gotta leave your thoughts down below on this episode. So y'all know Bea is gone. She was kicked out. She was dumped. I mean, kicked out, dumped, whatever, child. She's no longer in the villa. Now we have Gabe and Jen. They were over there chatting, and he says that he was just open with Bea and he can't force or fake anything, and he will be the same person with her as he was with Bea. Okay. He says tomorrow it's gonna be very different. I'm not gonna be in the mood that I'm in right now. So I just ask that you just, respect the little moment that I'm in. And I'm like, why would she not respect the moment that you're in? Like, I don't know. But Gabe tried his best to communicate. And you know what? As much as I cannot stand Gabe's as you know what, Gabe, is somebody else that's on my radar. You still right there, but somebody else has stepped next to you that I'm a little more focused on at this time, just a little piece. And you know what? The way that you cried over Bea, I may have saw a piece of you differently, just a little bit, okay? But I'm gonna let you live. I'm gonna let you live right now. Jen says that she was sad to see Bea gone, but at the same time, she's happy to be coupled up. Okay, so sorry. Okay, but I'm here now, and I'm happy. Now, Kenzie says that she feels bad for Gabe and says that he actually cried. Okay, like he really liked her. I said, Kenzie, girl, all of us was thinking the same thing, girl. We all was over there thinking this like, what is this man really crying? He was really crying. So she says that she thinks America's vote with her and Caleb made sense, right? She says they got a lot in common. She says she's been waiting on her cowboy. She's been waiting for him to get up in there. She likes the way that he talks. She likes the fact that he talks like her. She loves the fact that he's a familiar. I guess he's just familiar, right? She says that he was familiar or something like that. I guess he reminds her of home or whatever, which is crazy because Kennesaw is not country, but okay. All right. You must be talking about Canton. You must be out there by Woodstock. You must be out there by Rome, Georgia. But outside of that, anyway, um, yeah, she said it felt like a little piece of home or what a piece familiar. And I do like these two together. I would like for her to lean more into what this connection could really be. But I do think that Corbin twinkles her toes a little bit or a lot of bit, honey, as we saw over there in that damn bed. And that's why she really can't turn them loose. But baby, you finna have to. The same way Melanie had to come up off that man, you finna have to come up off Corbin, and we're gonna get into it, right? So she says that she has more in common with him than she has with Corbin. I think that's what she said. Yeah. She says the only thing is that she hasn't dated somebody that was as young as him. And I say, here you go, trying to find some. And that's when she said, I mean, I guess that's my only red flag. I mean, yellow flag. It's like, bye, Kenzie. Because what you doing, you trying to find something, very much so, something, okay, to not really vibe with him on so you can justify you tiptoeing over there to that man. Okay. So she says that she's happy though. She's happy she got what she wanted, but it is hard for her to juggle two connections. Well, guess what? Hopefully that won't be the case much longer. All right. Now we get Soul and Sincere. He's excited. He's excited. Um, he says, I'm happy. He says he thinks they can find something. Okay, I think this is what he was telling her. He was happy, he was excited. He thinks they could find something, I guess, as far as the connection. And I'm like, what you mean find something? It seems like y'all already found it, which is why America put y'all together. Yeah. And then I felt like he wasn't as excited for some reason. And I think he probably was still like a little bothered by the fact that Melanie ended up being coupled up with Corbin. I think that could have been on his mind, but it wasn't giving the excitement that I was expecting. Now she's over there talking about eggs and scrambled eggs and how he can make them and stuff because I guess he never did that before, and I kind of feel a way about it. Mm. You don't know how to put the eggs in the pot, crack the eggs, put them in a pot, do a little shuffle, shuffle, walk away. Like, it's too much YouTube. Shout out to the YouTube. It's too much going on. It's too much TikTok. It's too much Google going on that you don't know how to scramble no mother. Pack him up. Pack him up. Okay, pack him up. He getting on my nerves, girl. Now, Sincere says that Soul has this kind of aura about her. Like, it's this type of, like this confidence, this swag. Like, it's just something about it. Well, I ain't see that down to the Soul ties the last night. But okay. But he's complimenting her very heavy. Way heavier than he's complimented Melanie. Okay, talking about, I think he said something about her eyes and how good she look and the freckles and this and that. It's just a completely different vibe, all right? But at the same time, he still seemed like he was a bit unsure. Okay. But let's keep going. So we get to Corbin and Melanie, right? Corbin says that he feels like SHI. He feels like shit. All right. And says that America put him in a shitty position. And Melanie says, well, can I tell you something? I don't think that it's a shitty position at all. Right. She says they all have been given each other googly eyes, right? I think she was speaking on not only her and Corbin, but obviously Sincere and Soul, and obviously Kenzie and Caleb, right? So we all been giving each other googly eyes, like, let's explore whatever this is, right? So they both seem to understand that they are not fully over their previous connections, right? There is some lingering feelings on both sides, okay? And I feel like that kind of makes this new connection a bit better when you can step into that and the person understands where you are. I feel like that's probably the only time you may be able to really balance the connection is when y'all two had like a connection that you really were feeling, that now y'all coming together, and then you guys are both gonna have to make a decision to just focus on each other at some point, and then that's where it could get complicated. We'll have to see. But either way, right? So he tells her he pretty much is like excited or whatever, I guess, or like happy that they're about to be making these connections or whatever the case is. But he does tell her, listen, you got to make sure that you're not crashing out over Sincere when you see him holding hands with Soul. I said, you ain't never had lied. You ain't never had lied when you see them holding hands, because it's going to happen, because they can't stop touching each other. Don't crash out, all right? And so they decided to start over, and she lets him know a little bit about herself. She's Dominican, he's Black, Asian, and other things, okay? And they just pretty much have their talk from there. Now, Melanie is sad, knowing that she's coming to the realization that Sincere is with Soul. So I think that's what she could have been in the dressing room talking to. So, Anaya goes and she checks on Sincere, and he tells her, because she's like, how you feeling? And, are you feeling good or something like that? And he was like, no, I really wanted it to be Melanie so bad. Sincere, I need you to stop acting like the cameras are not there. I need you to stop acting like the guys and the girls not going to talk to each other. I need you, more importantly, to stop double talking. Yeah, we gonna need that real quick, okay? All right. And you wanted it to be Melanie so damn bad, right? But you wasn't doing shit to show her and America that you wanted it to be her so goddamn bad. As you over here tiptoeing talking to this other woman. This man just be playing in everybody's face, don't he? So Melanie talks with Sincere and says that she's glad to be no, I'm sorry, not Sincere, but Soul. She talks with Soul and says that she's glad that they can be cool now. And Soul says, yeah, I ain't want to fight with you. I ain't want no beef with you or nothing like that, girl. But I did feel like it was a bit of tension right there. And I'm like, okay, so did y'all have an issue or something? Was there an issue that happened between y'all where you felt like it was a bit of tension and you probably had to go over there and check that situation or something that we didn't see? I don't know. But it anyway, it was tension, okay? So Melanie gets emotional and says, it's just that, like, I really like Sincere, and then now you're coupled up with Sincere, and and this is not a game to me. Like, it's not a game to me. Like, oh my god, like, you're coupled up with this man, and this is the man that I want. And like, oh, I don't know what to do. It's like, get out my face. Get out my face, okay? No, I want your head when I whip it out and cop. Listen, get up out my face, girl. Okay? That ain't got nothing to do with me. Why is you crying over here to me? It's just that, I really want Sincere. You're coming with Sincere. And this is not a game to me. I really can see myself with him outside of the villa. Why is that my problem today? Why is that my problem? But you think this is a game for me? You should already know based on me crying in the last game that I don't do too well with damn games. Okay, I came in to do a job. The job got done. Understand. The job got done. But why? What am I supposed to do with this? You over here crying to me, talking about this ain't a game to me, and you coupled up with Sincere, and I really like Sincere. Okay, and you don't think that I like Sincere? You think that I came here to play with you? Girl, what's going on? But Soul was really nice about it. She just said, girl, I understand. It's just a shitty situation overall, but I get it. And they hug it out and it's cool for the moment. I don't know. Y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about that because I kind of didn't like that Melanie was over there. I mean, like, I understand how she feels. I understand her being hurt by the situation, right? Because she does like him, and I get that. She really likes him. However, you crying to Soul is not going to do anything for you. And then when you're crying to her, you tell her this is not a game to me. Those words is a problem for me because I mean, I'm sorry. Did you think it was a game for me? Yeah, nah, girl. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. So anyway, Melanie asked again, which is none of her business at this point, to be honest with you, because you're no longer in a couple with him. But she's like, just one more question. Did you guys kiss? Did you kiss today? When you guys chatted? Like, did you kiss today? So it was like, yeah, like we did. She's upset now. The thing is though, he did not kiss her before they coupled up that day. Once they were coupled up, he had every right to kiss her because they're now in a coupling with each other. So she's upset about that, saying that they kissed each other tonight. So you wanted him to enter into a coupling with this young lady and not show interest in this coupling while he was with her. And you know what? Number one, that wasn't going to happen. But number two, part of me may understand why she thinks that if he's over here telling her, oh, I'm not going to kiss her no more, as if he's not interested. He's downplaying the chemistry that he and Soul has. And then he's going to Anaya and then trying to tell Anaya that, oh, no, I wanted it to be Melanie so bad. I see why she probably got upset, like you over here saying this, but you acting like that. Well, he gave you a lot of warning signs, though. Here we are. Now, Sincere is over there telling the girls, like I said, that he wished it was Melanie, but then going over there telling the guys, right? America ripped the Band-Aid off. I told y'all he was glad America made the decision for him, okay? America ripped the Band-Aid off, okay? And I'm ready to explore her, man, because it's really some chemistry there. Whole time downplaying the damn connection with Mel. Girl, ain't that something? So Melanie crying, right? And then she goes to Corbin and she tells him, listen, I'm not gonna be able to sleep in there. I'm overwhelmed. Okay. My nervous system is shot. I will be outside. Okay. I'm not gonna be able to deal with Kenzie and her host, knowing that I'm laying in the bed with you. Cause she already tried to come at me sideways the other day. I'm not gonna be able to witness and watch these two people over here vibe. This girl done took my man. I had just said earlier that day I had got my man back. So it's cool. Only I can be the one to walk around the villa talk about some, I got my man back. You know what I'm saying? Only I can do that. But when it's time for somebody to do it to me, you know what I'm saying? And not even do it to me. They ain't even saying that to me, really. She didn't even say, She just walking in her truth. Okay. She just living the life that America just gave her. I can't take it. Okay. I can't. I may have done a little too much earlier. And now I do have the pie on my damn face. So because of that, I will be sleeping in the soul ties. Okay. Because I'm not going to be tied up in this bed while soul is down this way. So let me just go over here. I'll be outside in soul ties. And let me tell y'all what I really appreciated. I looked at Corbin slightly different. Slightly different, because I don't see it for you either, for real. But I loved how he just hugged Melanie. He understood how she felt. He consoled her in the moment. Loved that he kind of like grabbed her head or whatever the case was. Like, I was like, I can appreciate that. That was supportive. Okay. That was nice of him to do and just be really understanding. And so that's what she did. She got her stuff and she slept outside. Now you got Zach and Kato over there in the bed. And I think he asked her an uncomfortable question. It was basically because I was confused at first and I had to piece it together myself. And it basically was like, it seemed like Kato ready to fuck. That's the short answer. She ready to get it in. And Zach is like, well, wait a minute. Do we really need to get it in? Because what happens if somebody comes in and rip us apart? Whether I'm interested in somebody, you interested in somebody, we get torn away. We start having some little touchy feely over there. And then we get the hunching on the person in the next coupling. Whatever it was kind of awkward. And it kind of took me to this place because I think they talked about it again later on that day or something like that. And I'm like, yo, are you a virgin or something like that, Zach? And you didn't want to take it that far because you don't know what to do with it. Like, are you not as experienced or something like that? Or did you not want the other islanders to hear you? If not, I completely understand and respect that. Cause I'm like, why not just say that instead of bringing up y'all possibly coupling up with other people? I understand why Kata may have felt like alarmed, like, damn, so you still interested in going out there and exploring other folks on that type of level? So I understand her confusion just a little bit. Sincere keeps telling the guys how excited he is to be with Soul. This is what he's telling the guys. And in my head, I kind of feel like, and y'all let me know your thoughts. I feel like him telling the guys he's excited to be with Soul is his true feelings. But he's telling the girls what they want to hear because he knows they're going to run back and tell Mel. But then why would you cause and create that type of confusion as if those girls don't share the same dressing room and the same spaces as Soul, and Soul's not going to find out? Why are you operating like she ain't going to know? Because she probably going to feel away once she find that out. I really wish it was Mel, but then when you hear from the guys, those are your real feelings. I'm excited to be over here with her. She got a great vibe about her. Like, we just connect. A mess. So Melanie says that she feels disgusted by Sincere, right? Somebody told her, I think it could have been Kinsey that said he was lying to her or whatever. And Melanie says, if you have a connection, then just say it. I said, do he need to say it though? Does he need to say what you already have seen with your own eyes? I guess sometimes people just want you to say it. So you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they just want to feel the hurt a different way. So Casey and Melanie, right? So they're not no, Casey, this is what Casey said. I think he was talking to Zach in the bed. Casey says that Melanie and not wanting to sleep in the same room or whatever with everybody else, he says she did that for attention. And he says Sincere don't give a fuck. He said he gives a fuck, but he really don't. Like, he cared that you crying, like I would care about a woman crying, but at the same time, he don't give a damn because he slick got the girl that he wanted to be up here with. That's crazy. Not that man said she did it for attention. You know what? When I hear these little shots, like when Bryce said that she tore or flipped the villa upside down. Then you're hearing people say she crashed out. Then oh, she did this for attention. Like, the little subtle jabs that I'm hearing lets me know that in my head, Melanie did more than what the camera showed us that she did. And I think in an effort to preserve, like, give us enough for entertainment, but save a bit so that she doesn't get some of that backlash like the last girl, they just held back, you know. Um, I don't really want to see Melanie crash out. I don't want to see her go any further than what she already has done because the slight bit that she has done has been a tad bit annoying. I want to see her get to a different and a better place. So if that's not her being with Sincere, it's just her not being with Sincere. Okay. Now, Kata talks with Trinity about Zach, asking about them having SEX or whatever, all that, like not going too far or whatever, right? Saving that part just in case they couple up with somebody else, okay? So she was a little confused by that. So of course she's over there talking to Trinity about it. And then Sincere gave Soul her breakfast, he comes inside the dressing room. I think he said hey to all the ladies. Melanie didn't speak. She just walked out. I was like, good for you. She just walked on out. Okay. It's hard for her to see. She didn't want to see that. You usually come in here and bring me breakfast. Now I gotta watch you bring her breakfast. I don't want to see it. So she hurry up and she get the hell up out of there. Trinity and Bryce. Trinity says that Sincere is a good guy. Okay. She says he just be fucking lying. I said, don't he just be up there lying? Just lying. Just a liar. She said, boy, you playing with people's feelings. I said, exactly. Exactly. Now, look, on last night's or tonight's episode, it wasn't much interaction with him and Mel. I actually really like that. It doesn't mean that they won't talk in a few days. I feel like that conversation may end up happening, but if they do have a conversation, I'm hoping it's the conversation of, okay, we're done. We're done. We're agreeing to go in different directions with this. Okay? Because he just gonna keep playing, all right? Unless they come together and then they just gonna focus on each other and then they may close it off or something like that. But I don't see that happening. Mm-mm. I'm thinking about Casa more. I think Sincere is gonna want to go to Casa more and have a good time because one thing about it, Sincere love kissing, baby. Um, let's see. Anaya and Melanie are chatting, and she says that Corbin and her are good. Okay, they're good. They haven't kissed yet. They're taking things slow, right? She says the love triangle did do a number on her. She's still confused on why Sincere would sit up there and lie to her. She says she's at a place where she just wants to find herself again because she feel like she kind of lost herself in that connection a bit. So she's at peace with where she's at. She don't feel like she could trust Sincere anymore, and we'll see. I don't know because you was just over there talking. It's so crazy the emotions, okay, taking you over. Caught up in sorrow, lost in a song. Anyway, shout out to Destiny's Child. But listen, she was just over there the night before. I don't forget him. I keep coming back. I keep wanting him. I keep wanting him. He probably finna go up there and kiss her nine. He might finna go up there and kiss her nine. I'm gonna have to forgive him for that, girl. I keep going back. Well, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully you won't have to go back. All right. Now, Casey, he checks in with Soul, see how she's doing. And she says she feels good with America's decision. She tells him that he was someone that she was interested in. And he was like the only person that was really willing to come and, talk to her. Okay. So and more, talking about Sincere. But then she also said that KC was somebody she was interested in too. And he said, yeah, he knows, right? And he says that it would have, but it would take a lot, right? It would have took a lot from her for him to turn his head away from Anaya. She had to do more than whatever. Okay. So I feel like that also shows that he does like Anaya. To me, that's what I believe. I believed it in the beginning, but I still wanted him to get to know other people. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. And if you end up getting a better connection somewhere else, it is what it is. If Anaya does, oh well. But I like the fact that he is saying it would have took a lot. Meaning, I made a decision myself to stay where I was at because I like where I'm at. It's that simple. So Casey says he was highly interested and he never showed his hand. And when he saw Sincere on her, he backed up off her, especially when he saw that they were flowing well with each other. He didn't even try to attempt to go and see her. But be clear also, you didn't like the fact that Anaya was sitting over there crying and she was emotional because you seemed to be interested that very night. That same night that you met Soul or whatever, Anaya came over there crying and stuff and you felt very, very bad. I believe that that is what changed your mood about you going off and talking to Soul and getting to know Soul. And then, yeah, you did see the very next morning. I think it was the very next morning. Sincere wasting no time snatching her up for a chat. But you also could have snatched her up for a chat too, regardless of whether they were flowing or not. Okay, so you just didn't want to because obviously you were cool with where you were at, or maybe you were scared. I don't know. Okay, so he says he feels like everything happens for a reason. So he thinks she's with Sincere for a reason. So maybe so. Then you get Corbin and Kenzie. He says that they got to deal with the cards that they were dealt. Right? They got some cards. They got to play them. And she says it was hard to like zone in, I guess, with the other guy because she's still really into Corbin. And he asked for a kiss and she's like, no. And, I think he asked if she could kiss him on the cheek, vice versa. Whatever it was, the whole answer was no. She said, you're supposed to save all your kisses or whatever for the person that you're with in the couple. So then they go from the pool to the damn kitchen. She over here saying no kiss is crazy. Didn't you tell that man? Didn't you tell that man that you didn't want no kiss? I don't know. I guess you wanted him to fight for it or something like that. And so he said, okay, let's go to Soul Ties. So they go to Soul Ties and they damn near got the hunching up there. I said, baby, I would love to know what Kenzie's parents are thinking about this scene right here. This particular scene right here. He kissed her on her shoulder. She says, I miss your shoulder kisses. I said, shoulder kisses is crazy. Shoulder kisses and Soul Ties is crazy. Okay. Well, that's what the people had going on. Okay. So they full on making out. Damn near about to get it in. Somebody cue the parents now, not later. Don't cue the parents at the last minute. Cue them now. we need a parent pop in right now to let the people know. Okay. Let the people know what they thinking about the couplings right now. In addition to that, okay, and I'm gonna say it now while it's on my mind because I don't want to forget. Zach, I want you to find out how America feel about you. I can't wait till y'all find out how America feel about y'all. Let me tell you something. I can't stand your ass, okay? I might like you a little later, but right now you on my list, Zach. Ah. Anyway, Melanie and Kenzie. So Kenzie says that she's not good, right? They go chat. She says, how you doing? I'm not good. Okay, I'm not well, girl. You over there, you got my man. You about to be getting all the stuff that I was over there getting. I feel away. And I know he like you. And you cute. And you about got more in common with that man than me. I feel away, right? So she says she really got strong feelings for Corbin. Melanie says that she needs to have a better day today. Like, I need to, yes, you do, girl. Yes, you do, right? She says last night was too much for her. She couldn't sleep in the bed with the guy. It was too much. So Melanie says that she needs to know that Kenzie is okay. She needs to know that Kenzie is okay with her moving forward. I can't do anything if you don't give me a green flag. Okay. And so Kenzie gave her that green flag because honestly, Kenzie's ass ain't had no damn choice because why America has spoken. Okay. It ain't up to her. And see, that's the problem right there. I told you, y'all thought y'all was in charge. Oh, you thought you had the power? Is that what you thought? No. You don't run this. Okay. You don't run this. So we don't really need her damn flag. You have America's flag. Get to getting. Get to exploring. Get to kissing. Get to doing what the hell you want to do. Fuck Kenzie. I'm sorry. It's just what it is. Okay? She gonna have to deal with it. You wanted your cowboy? You got him. Go over there with him. Zach and Kato. So she tells him he stressed her out. Okay. She didn't like that he mentioned them doing too much or whatever. Okay. It makes her think that he waiting on somebody. He was like, no, I wasn't thinking about just that. Not just from my side. I was thinking about both sides. Okay. Hell, somebody could come in and you may be interested in them. So I was thinking about it from that standpoint. He's like, I like you. I'm happy with you. I don't see me getting out here getting to know nobody else for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? But I was just, hypothetical type of thing. All right. I can appreciate, at the end of the day, Zach was talking about like, I guess, not doing the sexual thing and all of that. And I said, I can appreciate Zach's self-control. That is, even though I don't like you, I like that. Okay. I like that because that's how it seemed like you have that self-control. But then also, do I like that? Because I have to go back to the first thing I asked. Are you not as experienced? Do you not think you'll be able to perform in the best way with her? Because she seems to be more involved in her sexual side than you are. That's kind of what it may be given. So it may not even be self-control for real. It's the lack of experience. Let's keep going. So Jen and Gabe, right? I don't give a fuck. I don't. Well, I'm trying to find one and I can't. What I'm boring. Well, that's just what it is then. Fast forward and did do it. I don't really care about what they talking about. Except for the top of the episode. They ain't talking about shit. She's boring for the moment. So many people said they don't want her there. Okay. I don't know why. I'm just not interested. Okay. I really did not care. All I'll say is she seemed to be more interested with him now than what we saw last night. Okay. But whatever you want to think, girl. KC gets a text about a soccer challenge. So they doing this soccer challenge, all right? First, they gotta put the soccer in the hole without using their hands. Okay. Then the second part of the challenge is grabbing a hot dog. They got one leg controlling the hot dog, putting it in their mouth, and then the other leg is controlling, I guess, the partner or something. So it's like a weird thing. Like I guess controlling a partner's leg or something. It's like real weird. The third thing, they gotta jump in the mud pit, take whatever they can get from the mud pit, take the mud and put it in a glass soccer ball and fill up the cup or whatever. And then they have to answer a question. Once they answer the question, they then go over, douse the person that is the answer to the question, then hop over in the shower and get all sexual and kiss. Because we got to end everything with a sexual kiss. Okay. That's that. So the first couple to get they ass up there is I don't even remember who was it. I can't remember who was the first couple. Oh, Trinity and what that boy name is, Bryce. So the question was, which person is carrying their couple? They go over and they chose Caleb, and then they went to kiss in the shower. I feel like they chose Caleb. Like, why would you say he's carrying their couple? Huh? I guess maybe I didn't understand what that meant, but I will say that they went with the safer option to not piss off no other islanders. And since Caleb is new, let's douse him. I think it was him. Yeah. Kenzie and Caleb go. Which players are foaming or foaming the ball or something like that? And so they chose fumbling. I'm sorry. I think in my notes I put foaming. But either way, which players fumbling the ball, they go and they do Gabe. Anaya and KC come up. Their question is which players fumbling is which player is secretly scouting for other options, right? So KC's walking around and he's giving this little speech like he always do. And I feel like because of KC, everybody else now want to give these speeches. But either way, he walks around, he says this guy is big and he's ugly. Now, why would you? Now, why you did that? Not he big and he ugly. That's why you had told Anaya that you wasn't worried about him to begin with. Oh Lord. Either way, he doused him. All right. Okay. He chose Corbin. Melanie and Corbin go up. Okay. Which players um is the most overrated player or whatever like that? And they said Sincere. So Corbin goes and he douses Sincere, get back at him. Kata and Zach go. Which players are acting like they already won the league? Zach says Casey. He said Casey showed interest in Soul, but never went after her. Anaya didn't like that. So that's gonna be a whole issue later, right? Jen and Gabe go. Which player has been cut off side the most or something like that? They do Sincere. They feel like he's the sneakiest. Soul and Sincere go. Soul and Sincere held hands damn near the whole game. I don't know if y'all caught that, but they was over there like hand in hand, sitting, watching everybody go. I was like, damn, they don't keep their hands off each other. They're always touching in some type of way. Okay, very much so coupled up. How long it's gonna last? I don't know. All right. Now they go, and the question was which player is most likely to get booed by the fans? They said Bryce. I holler. I hollered. Okay. Because Bryce, mm, I don't know what America gonna say about you, but I'm sure it's gonna be some stuff. Sincere. All right. And that's if they even do that one this year. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling. Hopefully they do. But let me say this about Sincere. When he was over there in that water with Miss Girl and came out that water with Miss Girl, he was given a piece of Aquaman too. I said, I see the troubles, ladies. Ooh, girl, I see. I mean, Sincere is a very handsome young man, right? But baby, with that wet hair coming up out that water like that. Woo, 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 woo. Girl, okay. Go ahead. So Kata says that Anaya is mad at us, okay? And Zach says, well, I don't know why she mad at us. Like, it was true. Like, I mean, shit. I mean, they is sitting up there like they already won the lead. Like, what else is going on? Okay. So, he said that he wanted everybody to be happy or something like that. And if Casey wants to get to know somebody else, then he should go and get to know somebody else, right? So, he said that I think Zach said he was gonna have a conversation with Anaya though, right? He gonna talk to her because he don't want her feeling sad or whatever the case is. Baby, Trinity says if it was up to me, I would have picked y'all. I know that's motherfucking right. I know that's motherfucking right. Y'all do be walking around there acting like y'all done won the league too. Even though y'all was trying to piss each other off a little bit with the whole coupling situation, with the whole bombshell situation. And it's all Zach's fault, really. Because Zach really was trying to lock stuff in with her. And she wasn't trying to lock it in with him. He wanted her to say that she was closed off. Like he sat up there and lied to her, saying he told the other girls that he was closed off, knowing his ears was not closed off. Okay, so you motherfucking right. I would have chose them too. Trinity. Um, Casey and Anaya are talking, and Casey says that, what did he say? Casey says that Kata and Zach, he said he felt like Kata and Zach were the ones that better fit that question than he and Anaya. He felt like those two, he felt the same way as Trinity in so many words, right? And Anaya brings up the whole feeling restricted and him not being able to explore soul. And he says that he didn't feel restricted, but he did feel unsure. And he says that he wasn't going to force himself to do something that he didn't really want to do. And I don't know what that's about. I still kind of feel like Anaya had something to do with that. I also feel like he was going to wait for Soul to come to him. Because that is what he said. If she's interested in exploring, I will explore. But I also think he didn't want to upset Anaya, which is why he did not move forward. So if Soul comes to talk to me, then I'm not going to shut down a chat, but I just won't pull her for one. Is what I was thinking. So Anaya wants to make sure that she isn't limiting his experience, okay? I do like the fact that they are being challenged. And what I also like with these two is, to me, how they're having the conversation. Now, Anaya, you did kind of get on my nerves at some point during the episode, okay? But for the most part, I am liking the conversations that they're having, okay? Now, Corbin and Melanie, right? He tells her about the kiss with what's her name, Kenzie, and she's like, she understands, it's all good, okay, all is well. They both seem to be, well, really more so Melanie for me seems to be much calmer. Mentally she seems to be much healthier, and I like this for her, and I want to see her explore Corbin. I want to see them genuinely take the time to get to know each other for real, for real. I want to see that. Give yourself the full breather, the break, get to know him. Cause I just like the fact that it wasn't the Mel and Sincere show with a piece of soul giving three's company or however it is. Okay. Two's company, three's a crowd. Yeah. So I like that. So we'll see how it goes. Now let's get to Caleb and Kenzie because he wants to set boundaries. Okay. Cause he had saw what y'all was over there doing earlier that day, Kenzie. He feels a way about her and Corbin. So she tells him that, yeah, she did kiss Corbin and she still kind of want to explore that with Corbin, right? And Caleb says, "Was listen, I can't tell you what the hell to do. You're going to do what you want to do anyway. Why could I just how you is? You know what I'm saying? So just let me know what's up. However, don't be thinking I'm going to be sitting around here waiting on your ass. Because if the next bombshell come in and she feeling me, I'm going to have to come up off you. You could go over there with Corbin. Let's get to dinner time. Um, I just when we get to or wine time at this point, the wine down. So when we get down there, I'm just still noticing Soul and Sincere touching each other. They always, I don't know if y'all be noticing. I think it could have been one scene where they didn't touch. But they love touch on you. I ain't mad at it. Trinity and Kata. Trinity she asked Kata her thoughts on Gabe and Jen. And Kata says she don't think they're a match. I was like, exactly. Okay, let's move. They both feel, we all feel the same way. Jen and Gabe talking, kid, I don't care. Fast forward. Control, Alt, Delete. Let's move on. Corbin and Melanie, okay? They talk about his childhood. And he says that he does videography, right? Because I think he was like a super creative child, which led into him doing videography and stuff. And she loves writing movies and doing storyboards. And I said, see, look at this. Y'all got some stuff in common. Look at this. He's saying he really like her vibe. Like, I like your vibe. We vibe this and that. I said, I like y'all vibe too. This could potentially be something. So he says that he wants to explore Melanie without the distractions. Rightfully so. He just got to let Kenzie know. I know that's okay. So she doesn't want to deal with any more love triangles. And I appreciate in this moment, unless it changes, I appreciate him recognizing all of that. At least that's what I want to believe, okay? Because he could continue to try to explore Kenzie, but I appreciate him wanting to give this an actual chance with Melanie. Melanie doesn't have sincere. Hopefully she doesn't try to double back and go back, and they really just give it a chance, at least for a few days, to see what it could be. And then don't have Melanie leaving one love triangle to enter another. And I can appreciate him wanting to kind of sever those ties with Kenzie. But I don't know. When they have the conversation tomorrow, I don't know what that's going to, I wonder, are you going to do it? Or are you not going to do it? Okay. Can't wait to see how Corbin is potentially going to be letting Kenzie down. All right. Anaya, Zach, and Kata are talking. Anaya looks good. Okay. Zach says that Casey saying he didn't want to risk it made him feel like KC was thinking he already won already. Like, I already got my person. We good. Like, whatever, whatever. Zach, you give me a little bit of Ace from last year with a piece of Kindle. That's why I don't really like you. Okay. So either way, Casey done pulled Soul for a chat. They're talking. She feels better now that everybody is in a couple and she ain't got to sit up here and try and dick ride nobody. Okay. And so Casey says that he felt the same way. He didn't want to be all up on her like that. Right. So he says it was a time that he was interested in someone, and I believe that someone was her. Right. But he didn't want to leave what he had going on. Right. Because I guess it's a little scary to leave what you got going on. And I loved when Soul said this. She says, it's not leaving, it's exploring. It's not leaving, it's exploring. You're just getting to know other people. You don't have to leave. You could choose to stay at the end of the day. But just don't shut yourself off from the opportunity of just getting to know people to see what's up. I love that she said that. Okay. Um, I know they put a shot in there of Sincere looking confused, but I honestly feel like Sincere was looking at something else and the editors just needed that moment. So they just cropped that in. Like, but either way, Anaya and her beautiful self, she's over there talking, and I think she's talking to what that boy name is, Zach or whatever. I think she could be tensing up a bit or whatever. So she's stressing because I think that's when she saw that he was over there talking to Soul. So Soul is telling KC that we're all here for the same reason. She says KC pretty much was shooting himself in the foot and not even getting to know her to see if they even had a connection. Like, you was shutting it down before you even gave it a chance. But when I see these two talk, I don't see that going anywhere. I think she's more mesmerized by Sincere. I think it would be too late. I mean, they may talk, but I don't know. I see friend vibe from them for the moment. In that moment, I see friend vibe. I think that KC is still focused on Anaya because he does like that connection and to make sure that she feels secure, right? Anaya interrupts his talk. I kind of felt the way about that because you were already in your feelings and then you went to interrupt it and you did it very nicely. Yes, you did. But then when you got with him, it's like, what you smiling for? What you all cheesy for? And it's like, hey man, if you pulled me, If you pull me on some shit like that, leave me where I'm at. Like, what you pulling me? I can't smile. I can't laugh at something. Like, I'm always smiling and laughing. I don't think I've seen this man on camera where he wasn't making some sort of face. I think that's just how he is. And you're reading too much into it because you're a bit insecure. What you smiling for? Hey, what you pulling me for? Because if they're what you pulling me for, please leave me be. Zach says every time he is in these challenges, he makes somebody upset, but he's just trying to keep it real. Shut your bitch ass. Shut up, boy. Trying to keep it real. You weren't keeping it real during that damn pie contest. I don't know who the fuck told you that. Who said that? Huh? Who told you that? That wasn't keeping it real when you had other options. Had a whole nother other bombshell there. Nigga, you with a bombshell with your clown. Girl, let me, I'm sorry, let me pull it back. Let me pull it back a little bit. Let me pull it back. Cause he up here with a whole bombshell his damn self. Okay. And then you want to sit up here and talk about somebody breaking girl code. Shit, the way Kenzie was around here spinning around that damn villa, she felt like girl code was broke on her ass. Like, boy, you sit your bitch. Let me pull it back. Let me pull it back. Ooh, let me pull it back. Girl, I cannot stand Zacky Wacky. Oh, anyway, Mr. Keep It Real, let's keep going. Anaya and Casey are talking. So she tells him about the combo with Zach and Kato and how she doesn't want to be a safe option for Casey. And he says, you're confusing safe option with first option. And she says, but you said that you only didn't go after Soul because of sincere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't say that you didn't go after Soul because I enjoy the connection that I am in and I don't want another. Like, you didn't say that. Okay. You said the only reason you didn't do it was because of sincere. And he says, no, it's because I'm good where I'm at. I'm happy where I'm at. If I wanted to pursue that, I would have. And I hate that you look at it like that. Like, you're my first option. I don't know how much I have to reiterate that to you. I was like, okay, you finna get on this nerves now. Okay? Because you do be needing reassurance. And he feel like he gives you the reassurance. Now, I don't know what he be doing. But either way, it sound and look like you about finna get on his fucking nerves. Okay? So y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this Anaya situation. Cause some part of me feel like Anaya wasn't wrong in a sense when she brought up you said that you only didn't talk to her because of sincere, not because of me. I feel like she had a point with that because it's like you want to talk, you'll stop with your homeboy. It wasn't because of me and the connection you got with me and because it's so strong, you didn't say that. But you'll not do that out of respect for your homeboy when I'd rather you just say you'll do it out of respect for the connection that you got with me. That I'm not interested. I really am happy with where I'm at. You know, but also he did tell I mean, she didn't hear this, you know, but he did tell so that like it would take a lot. And yeah, you may have kissed me all in the challenge, but you weren't talking about that. You didn't pull me for a chat or whatever. So it seemed like he might want to be chased a little piece. Um, but yeah, Kata get a text. We learn about the Hideaway being open, and they pick one of the wackest couples to go there. I would not have mind if they would have sent Anaya and KC there. I'm not gonna hold you. Especially, and honestly, I slick wanted Zach to say Anaya and KC, knowing that he just stressed Anaya and KC the hell out with his fuck shit. Okay, everybody, y'all saw that first look and thought that it was gonna be Soul the one causing damn problems. Uh-huh. Whole time it was Zacky Wacky's ass. Yeah. Girl, bye. I felt so much of a way when they said, I think Sincere said Zach and Kata, Zach and Kata. So then they just start screaming, Zach and Kata. And honestly, I was wondering if it was gonna be Anaya and KC because earlier in the day they were talking about sex. And he was like, well, how long ago was it? When was the last time you had sex? And I think she said like a year ago, and for him it was his birthday, whenever that was. So it sounds like it was more recent. So I was like, okay, they must want to go to the Hideaway, something like that. But also, you know, they had the conversation earlier with Zeta and Zach. I'm sorry, Kata and Zach in the bed about the whole sex thing or whatever. So one of the two couples was finna go. One of the two couples was definitely finna go. And it ended up being them. But I think they will use the Hideaway. I don't know if Anaya and Casey would have actually used the Hideaway. I don't know. But that's what's going on. They decided to make up some dance, okay? Clap them cheeks or something in the Hideaway, child. It is what it is. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Let me know y'all thoughts about the episode. That's all that I got. I'm Jamie, that's me, honey, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
Family, over fame, get the money, that's why we came. Fuck the world, these niggas lame. Straight out the trench, it never change. You can't ride up in my lane. Honor my niggas whenever I speak. A hustle each day of the week. Honor my wife and my son, I can't hang with no sucker. These niggas be weak. Chasing these bras, popping your guns on the cover. These niggas be free. Talking that shit, but ain't crossing the street of my city. We said you sweet. Minding my business, I stay on my toes. I'm making my way to my goal.